Blessings and salutations, wonderful Aries and the cross watchers who love you. I'm Sunny, the Urban Tarot. This is a general collective read. So it may not resonate to all of you, but how many of you, I truly appreciate you for your view. Also, I need to, I need to let y'all know that with it being general reads, I might say you when it's them, she when it's him, astrology signs that might not be involved, but it may be the energy they move in. It may be in a birth chart. Either way, I'm just gonna say things I see because your fellow Aries might want to know. Either way, take what's for you, let go what's not. With free will, you could do what you feel with what you see here. Alrighties. If you happen to, well, if this video happens to resonate to you or what you're going through, can you please like the video? Of course, comment below if you choose to. Please subscribe if you haven't. If you did, thank you so much for doing what you did. Let me just set this up in the back real quick. Hold on. Alrighties, Aries. I did a pre-shuffle, and what came out pretty strong in this collective message was somebody, I don't know who, I don't even know why, just but I'm going to get to all of that. But it's saying like somebody needs to apologize now because the secret is exposed. So if they're like, you might go easy on them, or they might go easy once somebody come clean, because either way, or whoever's who know exactly what they're gonna do anyway. Like it's gonna move. They already made plans, or either once the secret came out, once it's been known what's been going on, it's like they're just waiting for you to come clean. So that way it won't be as stressful whether you see that in the person. You know who's who, but that's what I seen in the pre-shuffle. So we'll see what other messages come out for the collective. Okay. Dear God, thank you for your mercy, blessings, protection, forgiveness, abundance, and direction. Through your grace, to our angel ancestors and spirit guides, please allow me to see with clarity for the highest good for our wonderful, beautiful Aries. Amen. Now, the only major arcana that came out was the moon, which was Pisces and Cancer. So let's see what else we have here. And that Two of Cups, which is water energy as well. Alrighty. For Aries, October 22nd to October 31st. Which one I need to see for the highest good for Aries. Okay, come on, Zach. Let's do what we need to do. October 22nd to October 31st, 2022. For the highest good of Aries, please. Kindly for Aries. It's just a stack, me and a stack. I love it so much, but yeah. For Aries, please. Thank you kindly. Okay, you're going to hear some sirens, some dogs. I don't own one, but you're going to hear all types of things going on outside my apartment and within because I'm in Hood, NYC. I can't control the noise. Yeah. But I'm in my zen when I do these reads. So what's Aries? And, ooh, nice. Which I did see that in the pre-shuffle as well. Queen of Cups energy. For some of you, you're feeling like, yeah, good and settled to where your happiness is the focus. You're looking at your cup. You're looking at how the focus is on you and which you need to stay in a good place. That's the focus here. Because it's love there. You care. You do care. Oh, sugar honey iced tea. Really, cards? Really? Okay. For some, I see that there's this need to put distance and move because it's a burden because of the unhappiness that you had. Okay? Let's see what else we have here. Okay, Aries, please. Ooh, sugar honey iced tea. I thought I had all the cards here. Three of Wands in reverse. They're not working with you, it seems. Let me be sure I have everything. Holy shebangas. Hold on, Aries. I can't have stuff. Have every card here. Excuse. Oh, y'all, what's the card here? Can't be hiding from the messages here. Okay, what is this? Son of a goose egg. Alright. Like I said, I don't do coincidence. Everything a part of the read is a necessity. But what I do see is there is some trouble in this connection. It's like the fact that somebody is you deliberately not working, making it difficult to work together is like, okay, now I'm taking the focus of the fact on why they can't come together, what's their problem. It's more or less to focus on yourself. That's what, because look, for some of you, it was like, oh, everything is fine when it wasn't. But even down to the fact of it being everything fine is to the point where they did it for the last time. Okay. Alrighty then. So what I see for some of you, I see you just holding on to your investments. For some of you, I also see if you're holding on to what you know, because I do see from the pre-shuffle that you are probably not letting them know how much you know because of the fact of which you got invested with them. For some. For some. Okay? Let's see. Aries. October. 22nd October. 31st. 22nd October. 31st. 2022. This Nine of Wands in reverse signifies to me not only all this fire energy, but it also makes me feel like nobody is even trying to keep enduring this battle that's really feel like it's tiring you out. You feel like it's too much for some of you. Some of you are like, well, it's not to the point where it's tiring you out, but to where it looks, you look worn. No, what I'm saying, you know, where forget where everybody else's perception of it may be. What you see is that by looking at your cup, that your happiness is the factor. And currently, that's why you're looking into this point of really focusing on a place where you don't have to be guarded or arguing. And it's like, no. The challenge in the past had to do with the reciprocity and taking accountability. That shows that was a challenge, Taurus and Sagittarius energy. However, currently is looking at, again, with this Ace of Swords, the truth, swift, coming in, like, again, with the fact that you know something that they don't know you know. And you're holding on to that. Because what you see is with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse is not about divine time. It's about things not karmically flowing. Like, I mean, it's somebody, not the fact of, when things are not karmically flowing, it's like when you put in the work and certain things you do, it's not saying, oh, give me that because I gave it to you, but you thinking you will get something in return that benefit, like that goes towards the effort that you give. And it's more or less saying that this Ace of Wands is showing in reverse that it's feeling like the passion and the purpose of even trying to figure it out is gone. You go to Hierophant in reverse. This signifies like divorce, detachment, non-commitment, and standing really strong with the strength card, Leo energy. Some of you are really, for some of you, holy shebangas. It is like for some of you,
It felt like some of you had to detach. Like, because it was so hard to see you pouring into an investment that wasn't growing. It wasn't like you wasn't achieving your wish fulfillment. It was like so much that had to be healed, even though there is a lot of love there. But the fact that you're trying to get out of your head and stand in your strong position of things coming to you the way it's supposed to. And when it's not, it has to end. It was done too many times. Every time there was a return, there was more secrets, you know, and it was making it feel like, oh, we're aligned and we're on the same side, but then more or less it's true. They was on the side of their shadow side. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there before I get more cards. I see Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. You're here heavy, fire, Aries, with this Leo energy. See Sag here, but this Queen of Wands sitting very strong with a lot of wands, period. There's a lot of wands happening. Alrighty, let's see what else we have here for Aries. Okay, let's see for Aries, please. October 22nd to October 31st, 2022. The highest good of Aries, please. October, October 22nd to October 31st, 2022. October 22nd to October 31st, 2022. October 22nd, October 21st. I mean 31st, sorry. Highest good. Please show me I need to see for Aries, please. The 21st to the 31st of October, please. Ooh. Okay. Let me just say what I see with the Ace of Pentacles coming there, and the reason why the giving was going back and forth the way for some. Let me get all these out here because I want to tell you how I see the whole thing, because this is some oracle messages and major arcanas coming out heavy in this read. So I want to tell you everything I see. We're going to get the bottom of the deck together. Okay. For some, the extra message that came out again was the fact that some people dealt with certain people on certain levels where they feel like, look, I made my bed, I'm laying it karmically, I'm going to deal with the consequences or the benefits of whatever I done. And it's also shown with the sunshine bear killing them with kindness, because of more or less to see for some, it was a real passionate connection. It's like some of you enjoy the intimacy more or less to where after the connection is over, it's more or less the reality of everything else that needs to be as aligned as the physical. It more or less is like frustrating, because even from this Empress energy to where something's growing, I see this abundance, even a pregnancy. It's just saying like the temporary fix is not enough for the stability of what the Empress represents. It's like you can't just fake a funk with an Empress. It's like immediately it would be like, well, you know, calm, cool, relax, and we'll release it. Like, it's not for you, it's not beneficial. It's been through enough, and it's queen of all things. It knows that if it interferes with the plan or it changes up, it's modified, and there must, you know, other things you have to do to make it work so you're good. Because it even shows in this past energy where the challenge was like this giving and taking and thinking, okay, the overall reason for this is because it's like money coming in, you know, it's financial growth. This is the person you had a lot invested in. They had a lot invested in you. But with the accountability, it's showing here, where it's showing this really owning up and seeing it in its pure, truest form, is that it wasn't treated as such with this unbothered, nonchalant, not affront, where it was taken for granted or really not treated with the integrity as it was supposed to. Where the truth comes in clear, shows the devil. Huh? Capricorn energy, mass, it's like things are overpowering matters, not the important things. Material, uh, whether it be addictions and all types of things overpower your mind. It's saying where it's like the material and sexual desires will motivate a lot of reasonings on why people do what they did. And it's shown on what you're holding on to as far as your investments is the logical and reasonable thing to see it for what it is and not for what the devil blindfold which you was chained to believe. Because what you're seeing for what it is even with the Wheel of Fortune is in reverse, it's like things didn't go according to plan the way it was fated to go, even down to divine timing in reverse. It's like this is not how it was supposed to be. Because honestly, it's shown with this oracle card is true, honest communication. Even down to don't assume that somebody know everything. So what I'm trying to explain, even with that communication, is not just to speaking, it's also to listening and receiving. So what I'm trying to say is that sometimes somebody think that somebody is capable because your understanding is yours, and but you could, just because you speak to somebody and they nod their head, it doesn't necessarily mean that their interpretation is the same or they're going to do those same methods, because it's showing a lot of frustration where this passion that you felt that it could go on forever is like more or less seeing that it's a reevaluation of the choice that you want to go moving forward. Well, look at here. Here go the Two of Cups. This is a reconciliation. That reconciliation here does not necessarily mean, doesn't mean it don't, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it'll come together and y'all be holding hands, skipping through the, fields. It definitely means, though, it shows here that there's a willing to hear each other out and see how can this be resolved? How can we make peace? Can we agree to disagree? Or can we agree that's what's needed for certain things should be done and handled in the priority? But it's more or less like, either way, you just don't want no more pushback, and you're ready to get to the fact that what y'all supposed to build with. Let's get to the money here. Let's get to growing. Let's get to building some good traditions and some, taking the time we need to do what we need to do to get back in the place of basically holding on to what we need, our investments. Somebody's ready to take a step towards taking accountability and taking the time needed. Because honestly, some feel like they don't want to regret that they made a move too soon. Even though you know what you've seen and heard and you feel like but you definitely want to try and do it this way. Because honestly, with this devil energy again, it's like borderline like obsessive. Sheesh. For some of you, y'all holding it back in. For some, how much you really, really don't want to lose them. And I do see the intimacy is part of the reason too. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo there. Someone's trying to cut out all, try and say cool, calm, and collected so they could get the blockages out the way so y'all can get back on the same page. Because some of you know that there's another option there, or, but it does look to me that you're letting it be known that as far as the priority, who's the priority? Because you have options too. Of course you do. It's just saying more or less saying like this don't have to be as like basically saying people making it harder than it needs to be. Okay. Let's see. For Aries, please. See Capricorn, Gemini here as well. Alrighties. Let's see. Everybody's here though. I just want to make that clear. But I do see a lot of Earth here as well, especially with the Capricorn. I did see the Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo cards. So yeah. Let's see for Aries, please. For Aries, October 22nd to October 31st, 2022. Message for Aries, highest good, please. Message for Aries. Oh, Virgo did come out because the Hermit is the first one out. Okay. Some of you are just focusing on yourself and just wanting to see how they're gonna do on their side, on their end. You're giving them the benefit of the doubt, but you are really prepared to let it come down when they don't do the right thing. Like, because even where it shows this reciprocity that you gave for this bigger days, many investments you have together, it definitely was this been going on for a long time. Very slow. It was very to get to where it wasn't easy. Took some time, definitely. Um, Also, I see here with this accountability, somebody's unbothered by it because again, they wasn't making the changes. They refused to bend. Whether you or them is just what I see here. That was a challenge in the past. Now, with the clarity that something is super toxic is really showing that there's a step that's trying to make a goal in mind. It's not the it's still like I said from a young perspective because of the fact that it's from a page. It's like the effort is there and even down to holding on to some things because what is seen is that logically, there's something written here. It's a passionate purpose that you hold there. But even when I see it's real fortune in reverses because it's not moving accordingly, something's not being spoken of. And even again with that page of wands, of again, it's feel like the communication is not at the level of maturity that it should be. Because it looks like when it's not being when people needs is not being met or where they feel like there's other things being done outside the connection, it gets really um I would call it like guillotine style. Like somebody might literally like the feelings like head chopper, very brutally honest or brutally like feelings is not being spared. Look, two of cups in reverse here. Again, that's what I'm saying. It's a back and forth on whether or not can this be repaired. Can it? And when it's up and down, it's more or less the same. Will we be on good terms or not? Can this come together or it won't? But either way, it's more or less where you cannot be in this position at all of feeling like you're not being treated in accordance. No way you feel like you're gonna be taken for granted in any way. Like I said, only one that came out here is hold on, it's Virgo here, and what's here? Yeah, you feel forced in this. Oh yeah, you feel forced to make this decision because you feel like if there's not intimacy between you two, then it must be somewhere else. But either way, you don't feel burdened by that because you feel like you they ain't the only one can have fun. And I'm not, because it's a non-judgment zone. But it looks like with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse and the Ten of Swords in reverse, it just looks like with the accountability being more or less not addressed in a way to where somebody's just like saying, they don't see the possibilities because of it being healing from all the numerous times of being backstabbed, but not, but I see that problem may be is definitely a problem with communication in the process of the reconciliation. That's what I see. A lot of things not being said is like probably just jumped into bed instead of things being said. Okay, and let's see what else we have here. Advice and outcome, please. The Aries, please. Oh, chicken honey, I see. The decision to no longer engage because truthfully, too many games been played and you have a lot of options. Okay, let's see. For Aries, please. Right in the cut is this Tower, Aries, Scorpio energy. Comes to shock with you. This decision been made. Whether or not you had the time to say head over heart, you're like, listen, it's done. It's done. I'm focused on me. As of, it don't have to be for the whole, this is where like the overall peak energy is for the week of October 22nd to October 31st, 2022. Let's see. Advice and outcome for Aries, please. Advice and outcome for Aries. Ooh, sugar honey, I see. Now, mind you, the only one that flipped up is the untold story to the tilt. So, when the untold story is to the tilt, it represents the world. It's the untold story. It's the way the things, the abundance that you don't even know once you just let go and just like, not to say just like go with the flow, but if it moves in a place to where you're not resisting it, it just feels like it just makes more sense. And it's more or less saying that it's a little bit like the perception there is kind of moving on how to deal or see this chapter in your story, in the story for you and this person. Some of you seeing it being done, that's it, that's all, that's the end of that, and some of you see it as it being possibly a new story for you that's completely different from the one that was written, that you thought was written for you. So let's see for Aries, please. Ooh, I see that independence here with the lovers. So some of you are just choosing just to really stand strong on your own, and that's for some. Just making a choice that is not on them to choose, is on you. Alrighty then. What I see, let's see advice and outcome. Yeah, listen, them Three of Cups come out to the point where number one, you deserve a good time. You deserve to feel good, good vibes. Do your thing, as they would say, okay? Because it shows you're recovering from this backstabby energy. You more or less seeing it as far as seeing it not in everyone, but in that particular person. You looking to say, you don't have to fight the healing process of seeing it for what it is. Seeing that person wasn't as good as you thought they was. And truthfully seeing how much they worked against you and that you didn't have a fighting chance in certain circumstances. But what is here is how wise and stable you are. Sitting there, even down to something coming in, some communication, but it definitely looks that once you get in position to this clarity and even stacking things and focused on you, not saying you wasn't before, but it definitely looked like to even stop investing in them or in that connection of what it did to you or didn't do for you is what it should have been and wasn't, is more or less seeing what it was, okay, and who you was, and you was wise, strong, stable, able. And I do see that there's some communication, some travels, but you standing strong on your position right here. Oh, you standing strong. Aries, Taurus energy. You're standing very strong. You're taking control over the fact that you came clean and you like basically you wanted to free yourself. You wasn't lying to yourself or anyone anymore. You like, listen, I just want to be free to do what I want to, who I want to be with, when I want to be with them. Hmm. See a lot of fire energy. Very, very defend. It's like you standing up on the fact that you have this right to do this as of now, even if they thought you did it before. You're doing it now because karmically, how you see in divine timing, how's it goes, you're gonna truly feel like you held it down longer than you need to for someone who was really working against you. And I'm sorry if from a crosswise point of view, because sometimes people just not aligned. It may not have been your intention, but it definitely is from the point of it not working. Alrighty, let's see. Let's see. For Aries, please. Okay. See Leo here too. Everybody's here. Everybody is here. Everybody is here for Aries, please. Advice and outcome clarification. On this advice and outcome for Aries, please. Clarification, please. On this advice and outcome for Aries. Clarification. The Three of Swords came out, but it came out in reverse. And look, this Ten of Swords came out, the last card out, with the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Let me just say, the painfulness of things that was, like as far as, like I said, you're recovering of your coinage or feeling like there's somebody's work ethics wasn't fair or they wasn't trustworthy. It's more or less coming out this place where you're healing by seeing that there are people that do want to work with you. You know, who's not as complicated and intricate, and even down to the things that you think they couldn't do, they make it look like it's not a bother for them to work with you. And even where it's showing to the strength in reverse to where you no longer feel, oh, I need to stand strong and make it work throughout and I don't know, ride or die or should prove my loyalty. It's like, for some of you, being tied to this connection has been in a way to where it wasn't even in that energy. For some of it, it's been for a place to where it's been just used to. They feel the stability, the structure, and they're not used to, you know, really moving on their own and really like. And when you see that, and you see how that they're not even seeing the value in themselves that you seen in them, it's more or less to really stop being so hard on yourself. It's more or less saying, oh, you still love them, but it's seeing that you, for some, put standards on them or capabilities on them that they couldn't do. It wasn't in them. And the truth came clear that even from you healing, from them showing you in the past on them betraying you, and even currently giving you resistance on trying to even come together to heal, it's like you see it gave you no choice but to say, listen, it is what it is. Let me look at my other options. Because even though you don't want to, like, for some, like, dang, you don't want to give up the love. But it's more or less saying if they do not feel that they want to rebuild, or the shock of you not being happy is not concerning them, it's like definitely showing this overwrit feeling. Forced to make a move because they're not moving the way they're supposed to. So you have to move what's best for you, it looks to me. That's what I see for this read. Again, it's not for everyone, and for those who it's for, I wish you much love and light. And as always, like like I said, you can always alter these things because it's not personal. Certain things is more for us, and we needed to know to confirm for us for things that we needed to do. So I hope it works out for you in that way. Till next time, love and light.